Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another stream with me and my special guest Sahesh. Just before we get started, I'm just going to confirm that we are live on YouTube. So just give me a few seconds as I confirm. And yeah, it looks like we are live. Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi, and we've got sound as well, so that's good. Okay, so we can begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, if you watched the episode yesterday, I was with Sahish, but unfortunately, I have to apologize because while we were just recording, after about 50 minutes, we got cut off.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a quick summary for anyone that's, if you're, because you're a new face and people don't know you, and if they haven't seen yesterday's show together, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, just a summary, where you're from, what was you doing before you came to the Isle of Man, and what are you doing now?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sami. Yesterday we have done, I think it's just been a late night, even though, and there was some miscommunication at the end of the time, so it has been disconnected. So basically, I'm from India. I'm from South India, a small district called Kannur, and I've been born and brought up over there. Then I moved to Saudi Arabia with my parents. Then I lived there for 23 years, and I've been working in the insurance industry for 23 years. And along with that, we have been doing business in logistics and freight forwarding, including other trading businesses within Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and other parts of the Middle East. And in recent times, in year 2020, we started exploring other markets in the European markets, and we found that UK is a lucrative market. When we reached in UK in 2021, when I landed in London Heathrow Airport, we started traveling from London Airport, and then each and every city. At last, we end up in Hishamport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we end up in Hishamport. I thought, I can drive straight away to Isle of Man, but when I
Okay.
reach Hishamport, myself and my brother reach Hishamport, we understand that we can't move any more further. We stayed,
You can swim.
yeah, we stayed in the night over there in Hishamport here in Liverpool, and then we took our vehicle, first time entering into the ferry. With all my baggage and everything, and we landed in Isle of Man to see what the Isle of Man market is providing to us. From there, we understand Isle of Man has a very potential market, not only in logistics, freight forward, and custom clearance, but other than that, they have enough export, and it's a very good place to live, and almost nil crime ratio in the island, and people are fantastic people, and they love to help each other, and they are very warmly welcoming people. So we thought, we'll have a better setup in the island itself. Then the progress started. Then we have a second plan to come over here, and we have submitted the plan to the DFE, and they approved in the beginning stage. And they were a consultant behind us, and things moving very smoothly. But in between, the COVID has striken across the globe, so that we also was not
It affected your
yeah,
business.
it affected my business too. So we slowed down a bit to come to settle in the Isle of Man. And once the COVID has been sorted out, we came here again in 2022, and we didn't give up. We said no, we have to come over here and then
Establish yourself on the
establish
island.
ourselves. Then we established again. Then we set up our own offices in the engine house in Castletown. We met many people. We met the higher officials and everything, and it has been we
Yeah.
set up our company. Then there, then I went back to Saudi in order to wrap up everything and to come back in the island. And then I arrived in 2023 in July over here, and a final settlement has been made in the island. With my business is started,
Okay.
and we started very slow pace. Inshallah, we hopefully, I think we will achieve our business plan, which we have populated for the next 3 years time.
Okay, inshallah, and hopefully you
Yeah,
will achieve it.
definitely.
Okay, inshallah. So what we want to understand is the business that you've set up in the Isle of Man is it's exactly the same business that your family are running
Yes,
in Saudi Arabia, Qatar.
Yeah, actually, thing is,
Yeah.
I'm the one who has been started in the European sector.
Right.
The business sectors has been done by the other partners. I'm not involved in their business at all. So basically, it has been a challenge for me to come to the Isle of Man and then start this business. And I need to develop the business from Isle of Man, within the Isle of Man, and outside the Isle of
So
Man.
so
That
your
direction.
brothers that you've set up, you and your brothers, you set up businesses in various
Yes,
jurisdictions,
yes.
but mainly in the Middle East.
Yes,
That's where your focus was,
yes, and moreover, some
and that's been successful in
yes,
that sense
and we
in
have
the
hand
district.
over the business to people. When many of my counterparts, they have given me to do set up their business, and once it's been running stage, they take over and they pay our business consultant fees and say it's fine
Okay.
now. So we are, but it has been done by me for 5, 6, 7 years continuously. So I thought, why can't I do myself instead of?
Okay.
So I left my existing job
Okay.
and
So before you would set up a business for someone else and
correct.
establish it, develop it to a point where it's generating revenue, and then
Yes,
you just hand
yes,
it
yeah.
over,
That
take
was
your fees as a
a
consultant,
yeah, that
basically.
was an agreement between the parties
Okay.
because each of them has different business ideas. They come up with the business ideas and they don't have time to involve themselves in the business. So we have our own team which has been doing the financials as well as the IT and the software system and everything. So we done a complete business analytical program, including the compliance, risk management, and the entire hierarchy of the company. And even though the what do you call the leverage of how companies should work in a certain area within and our language proficiency in Arabic language, it has gained much more importance in the Middle East itself. And because we are staying for many years, we have been there for many years, so local connections and everything, we understand the existing law, how that has to be delivered to our customers. So that all added value to our growth of the business, which in turn made it profitable for the our counterparts. So
Yeah.
now we are not doing any business consultancy unless and until it is not it is away from our existing business.
Okay.
So we do only business consultancy within our industry itself.
Okay. Which is logistics,
Logistics
freight forwarding,
and insurance.
and insurance.
Insurance, yeah.
You do insurance in the Middle East at the moment?
Actually, I was an insurance professional. My background is I'm a master's in business administration, insurance and risk management, and I'm qualified from the US. Take casualty underwriter. I'm an associate in claims and insurance services. Uh, that I have senior associate in from Australia and New Zealand Insurance Institute. So my background is financial and insurance industry. So that's why I was talking to Isle of Man insurance financials concern authorities that the general insurance market in the Isle of Man is a niche market where Isle of Man has a huge capacity of getting business from
Yeah.
outside the country. For example, let's get an example of Dubai Twin Tower or Dubai Burj Khalifa. It's it's billions in dollars, the asset itself. As a country, UAE, Dubai, they can't, the insurance company over there can't take entire risk of that. So they will be giving capacity, they will be looking for capacities from outside the country. So they will be coming to Lloyd's London.
Okay.
So how much capacity you will take? So Lloyd's will take 20%. They'll go to US will take another 10%. So similarly, these countries have capacity in the insurance industry itself. So what I was telling to the Isle of Man, you have a life insurance already capacity already here. Life is a booming industry
Yeah.
in the Isle of Man. Similarly, if you develop the general insurance market, you can provide your capacity where you are A rated in S&P and A rated in AM Best. So these are all rated.
Yeah.
An island is a rated one. So in any country they will accept your capacity.
Okay.
So what will happen? You will earn income from general insurance income you will generate from there.
Okay.
And these buildings and these properties, you are not having any
Yeah.
any claims, any losses
Yeah.
for last many
But
years.
what this side of the business, the insurance side, isn't part of Eastern Bridge.
No,
Eastern
no,
Bridge
no.
is
Eastern Bridge is
logistics,
yeah.
freight forwarding.
Eastern Bridge is totally different.
Yeah.
I just talk
I,
on a nutshell on
Yeah,
what.
I just want to deviate a little bit because I want to understand a little bit about the insurance industry because I've got limited knowledge in insurance. My knowledge, I've worked in the financial sector, but my knowledge is more in banking, core banking, front to back office operations, that kind of stuff. But the insurance, I don't know. So that, I just wanted to ask you. So is the insurance, is that halal to do in Islamic perspective, or is there certain insurance which is not permissible, like life insurance, for example, and there's permissible insurance for other stuff,
See,
like content and building insurance
see,
and car insurance?
basically we are
What's
dealing with risk. So once we are making a liability to other party, third party, it's your liability to provide. You can't say it's haram, I can't. But who will pay for the third party because of your mistake?
Okay.
And you don't have any money.
Yeah.
So that means you have to take an insurance in order to cover up the other party.
Okay.
If you don't,
is
for
it
example,
a legal requirement in Saudi Arabia?
no, in
and
Saudi
Dubai?
Arabia, it's a legal requirement as
like
across
insurance,
in
you have to be-
motor insurance. It's a legal requirement for third party.
For
For
the
your
UK.
vehicle, you can judge. You can buy a 1 million Rolls Royce for you, and you said, I don't want have to own damage. I need only third party because you have the capacity to pay your asset, but you cannot pay the other person's asset because
Okay.
maybe you don't have that capacity. So that you have to go with the law, by the law limit of liability of that law. So for instance, if you go to US, it's the liability in Texas is not the liability in California. In the liability in California, it's not in the New Jersey. It's totally different because of the population, because of the liability, because of the risk in which it goes. But in UK, it's unlimited liability limit. So you have to take a third party policy in order to protect yourself
Against someone someone else's.
because you are damaging to somebody else.
Okay.
Not because that
And is that the same in every jurisdiction in the Middle East? They
Yes,
have
yes,
also
yes,
a legal
yes,
requirement for
yes,
third-party
yes,
insurance.
100% because
Okay, and the insurance that you specialize is in car insurance?
no, I specialize in general
buildings?
insurance except medical and life.
What kind of insurance? Sorry.
General insurance except medical and life, like
Okay.
property, engineering, loss of profit,
Okay.
contractors, plant and machinery, erection all risk, contractors all risk policy. So these are major policy products which we have been line. Rest
Okay.
small, home insurance, travel insurance. These are all you can buy online. But specialized line is all technical lines comes for these major lines.
Okay.
So Isle of Man have the capacity and they can give their capacity to the other markets. Even they can sell the capacity to the UK market or the US
Okay.
market or the Middle East market. So what will happen when you give the capacity according to what you have written underwriting the risk? For example, it's a 100 million project. You take 10%. So you take the risk of 10%, and similarly the premium of 10% will come to the island. So automatically what will happen? The financial will grow up.
Okay.
Already Zurich is here. I think Canadian Life Insurance is here. These are all life insurance company established
Based in the Isle of
Iceland.
Man.
And they are the one who is making enough profitable margin over here.
Yeah.
Similarly, general insurance also will make profitable margins.
So you've basically highlighted a business opportunity potential for the island.
Correct.
Okay, the insurance. Okay, that's good. But now we want to go back to you. Your main focus is Eastern Bridge to develop that business, establish it on the island, and then gradually expand across Europe.
Correct.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about Eastern Bridge? I mean, what's the main services? Because we got freight, logistics. We're talking about shipping. We're talking about air freight. We're talking about what we're looking at and what are you looking to develop. What's the main thing that you want to establish? Because now you've just started up the business.
Yes.
Eastern
Bridge, the main business activities we are involving is air freight, sea freight, customer service.
Sea freight.
Yeah, air freight, sea freight, and customer service.
Okay.
So custom clearance services. These are the things, especially when after the Brexit happened. The entire system has been changed.
Yeah.
So the clients has been completely confused what they should carry as a document. So we are here to help them for the custom clearance with smooth run of the, and we have 24/7 customer service available at all times. And air freight and sea freight from Isle of Man, we have almost 186 network offices across the globe. We are a part of network. So what happened? Any of the destination they require, we will be have associate offices across the globe. We will contact that offices and they will provide us the rate, and that rate we will be delivering to the client, and then the shipment moves from there. To A to Z, we are taking care. That's one sort of optional we are providing. Second sort of optional, for instance, you need an item and you need to ship to Germany, let's instance, from Saudi to Germany. So you said I can't buy, so you have to be one stop policy for me. So I'll be purchasing the entire system for you up to a certain amount where we can do it, and then we will complete the procedures and we'll deliver to your warehouse.
Okay.
So that means a one-stop policy also will be we are handling also. That is the niche one we are currently developing.
Yeah.
That's we are developing with the long-term contract clients, not one-to-one basis.
Okay. And I mean, yesterday you mentioned about the halal meat industry. You're in contact with the Isle of Man meat. You spoke to the director as well. You met in a conference that we attended. Actually, just to remind everyone, we actually met a lot of ministers in the government. You know, the chief minister, who's head of the government. Let me see if I get the picture. He's actually on the screen there. So there's you, and there's me, and there's Alfred in the middle. He's the current chief minister, equivalent to head of the government, prime minister for the UK, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a real pleasure. He's very approachable, humble. You know, government ministers as well, and we gained quite a lot from that summit. I mean, what was your
It was a fantastic summit. I was attending the first time. Last year, I was not able to attend because I was not in the island.
And they've made good connections.
then,
I mean,
yeah,
they've
they
introduced you
made
to
good-
now the director and I
yeah.
believe the chairman of also
I've met-
Isle of Man Meat.
I've
and
met the
the
infrastructure.
main business you're developing.
I've met the infrastructure minister. I've met the chief minister. I've met many business magnates. From the UK, even they came for the conference. And I think this conference has made the Isle of Man in such a picture. They have a potential volatility in the island itself. So more people will come over here, and the government has a very wide expansion plan to build Isle of Man in such a way by 2030. They have a vision itself. So this will increase the existing portfolio of the island, plus the population also will increase to a certain extent, where the immigrants will come over here and will be having a very good business venture in the island itself. So turning out to the halal meat that we will be having a plan. The discussion has been ongoing, and we'll be having a meeting very soon with Isle of Man meat and see where we will stand for the halal segment. The biggest challenge what we will be facing in the halal segment is the halal should be in a halalic manner itself. So it would be 50-50 stunned and halal, or the complete halal procedure. So this I need to review the existing law and everything, and we need to discuss with the concerned department heads. Then only I can tell a final view on it. We have just started a discussion again.
It's still early days.
Very early. I can just touch.
But ultimately, we have to, establish proper, real halal meat, not stunned meat. It has to be
So in
according to
2021,
Sharia.
in 2021 we have given a detailed plan for the Isle of Man meat in order to have a halal, but due to COVID in between, and it has been not materialized.
So there's one thing that I just want to point out, because sometimes I get viewers that are non-Muslim. They don't understand words. They hear the word Sharia or Allahu Akbar, they panic. They think, oh, what's happening? So I'm going to explain some of the terms, and you correct me because you know a little bit more Arabic than me, because you've lived in Saudi Arabia. I grew up in the UK, so I'm not as good as you in Arabic. I've listened to you when you speak in Arabic. You're more fluent. The word Sharia, the word Sharia in Arabic, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the path to Allah. It's like the road to Allah. It's
it's a sort of compliance,
the compliance, the path to Allah.
It's a compliance.
It's not Sharia means that you chop people's hands or or whatever, like some of the
There,
stuff
there are,
that you hear in the
there
media. So it's basically the path to Allah. It's like me saying to someone, this is the path to success. No one says, oh, it's such an evil word. Well, how could you say the path to success? So this basically means the path to success because it's the path to Allah. So there's nothing wrong with that. This is the rules and regulations according to what's prescribed to us from the Creator. Because he knows us, because he created us, he knows us better than we know ourselves.
In my opinion, Swami, different people, the perception is totally different in different areas. So when you say Sharia, you will be having a different thought. In my way, it's a compliance. That's it.
That's right.
So we don't need to have nail down certain words and make others think that we are in such a situation or something. There's nothing like that. If you're following a basic rule of a country, fine, that's it. That's also called a Sharia.
Exactly.
So that's a Sharia. If I'm paying.
The word is Arabic. That's what I'm saying. The word, if you translate the word, it literally means the path to Allah. That is the path to Allah. That's the word, the meaning of the word. Like the word Islam, submission to.
Yeah, that's in every.
So people need to understand what this means. So when you say to someone "Salaam alaikum," they don't know what the word "Salaam alaikum" means. Peace be upon you. So we have to explain these terms because some people are not aware of this.
When you say in other,
it's not like a cultural thing, some abracadabra.
Yeah, when you say,
it has to be very clear
it's a respect. If it's a respect, when you say good morning, you say
yes,
very good morning.
Yes.
So you return back in a very good morning.
Yes.
When you say okay, when you sneeze, you said God bless you.
Exactly.
My father says Alhamdulillah. It's all same.
Yes, it's a greeting. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say, Sahesh, forgive me if I'm just explaining this. Just what I'm trying to say, this is an Arabic word. It's not Chinese.
Yes.
It's not Japanese. It's Arabic. And when we translate the Arabic word into English, it basically means, when I say Salaam Alaikum, it means peace be upon you. It's you're wishing someone well.
Correct.
So that's the point I want to make. So every time we say an Arabic word, what I would like to do is just either you say it, explain it to people what it means, or I'll just explain to them what the literal meaning of the word means, so they can follow along. And if anyone's new, they can understand that we're not actually calling for anything. Because some people, they associate certain words to certain. It has a trigger in their mind. Okay, so I just want to get back to we just want to have preparing the chicken or anything like that according to what prescribed to us from our Creator. This is what it's all about, because some people don't understand exactly what goes on, and we can go into the detail. We can do another podcast on that. So what your main focus right now is, you want to capture that business because you want to be the distributor.
Correct.
For that. So you want to educate
so what will happen,
government.
What will happen if Isle of Man meat is been scheduling for an halal system completely? What will happen is we will be having the entire slot. Our plan is to have a trader, then we will distribute from ourselves. So from from the seller to the end consumer, including the logistics, freight, and everything. So it's our duty to deliver to the end consumer. So what will happen? One-stop policy for the Isle of Man meat will be Eastern Bridge. For the customer also will be Eastern Bridge. So that means we are developing or constructing a bridge entirely from one place to another.
Okay.
So this is
inshallah. Hopefully you will reach that goal.
For this, we will once the business plan is ready, we have another plan too, how the business model to be developed. We will be discussing with major Sharia compliant scholars, along with other board in the UK itself, in order to have how halalic procedure should be followed, because everything should be legalized, authorized, and anybody can come and check for any business.
Yeah. Now, inshallah, this will happen. I have a good feeling, inshallah, you will achieve that goal.
Inshallah.
It's for instance, as long as something is done for sincere intentions, not done for ulterior motives or exploitation and so on. You're doing it for sincere, to benefit the community.
It's benefit for the community. It's benefit for existing.
Exactly. You wanna make sure that everything is done according to to the correct methodology.
The only thing is, Isle of Man meat is a premium quality meat.
Yes.
And that's an organic. So we will be having that organic model itself. It's not like that. You can't compare with non-organic meat with Isle of Man meat. They have high rich in proteins.
Correct.
high rich in iron and high rich in other calcium and minerals. If you compare with any other meat, it has a quality that you
Yes.
cannot meet by any other meats in the other industry.
E-
So to that itself is a premium quality. When that premium quality makes to be halal also, it's been
Becomes even more premium.
more premium.
Yes.
So that is the only area we need to look into it, how the market will respond at this inflation period. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's where we will need to study in depth, and before taking
Yeah.
before having saying yes to everything, we need to have a detailed study on that.
Well, the thing is, Sahesh, I actually spoke to someone that's actually involved in the halal meat industry, and they supply halal meat. And when I said to him, I just don't like what you guys are doing, because you're stunning the animals, you're electrocuting them, and then they're slaughtering them. The animal might have been dead by the time you slaughter, and it's haram. It's not permissible in Islam to eat dead meat. It has to be slaughtered. The blood has to filter out and all that stuff, because otherwise it's not so healthy when there's blood in the meat and that kind of stuff. So it's not done correctly. And he basically saying to me, he has to compromise the situation. He has to make sure that his operation is economical and profitable. So economic and profitable. So the cost can't be so high, more than what the meat is available, non-halal meat. So people are prepared to pay slightly more, but not too much. And he said to me, if you want real halal, it can cost you £50. Are you prepared to pay £50? I'm not saying that the cost here for the Isle of Man meat halal is going to be £50, but he was just giving me a hypothetical argument. And I said to him, yes, I would. As long as you can guarantee me that it's 100% halal, I will prepare 10 times more, no problem. He said to me, if you're prepared to pay £50, the majority of people, 99% of the other Muslims, will not be prepared to pay £50. So his business would not be viable. And I said to him, I'll be very surprised if that was the case, because I believe that people would not compromise their religion. And he felt a bit embarrassed. So he felt, I kind of embarrassed him when I said to him, I believe in the community, and I believe if they're aware of what goes on, and they will be prepared to pay the price to get real, authentic halal meat.
And Sami, one more thing, it's not halal is not only for a specific community. It's for the entire community. And
it's beneficial for all of mankind. It doesn't. It's irrespective whether they are a Muslim, whether they believe in a creator or not. It's actually healthy. It's much more healthier for.
I don't segregate between communities, and we see as a human mankind, and because it says لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي Adam.
Correct.
So
correct.
All Adam sons has been respected by the
Absolutely. We're all the creation of God, even the animals as well.
So in this case, when the Creator is respecting you, why can't you respect each other?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, this is what my always perception. So your beliefs may be different, but you respect each other. It can be done. So then you will have a smooth.
Well, ultimately, we all came from Adam, so we're all brothers and sisters. And also, Allah made it very clear in the Quran, La ikraha fi din. There is no compulsion in way of life. Some people translate the word deen as religion. Deen basically is religion means tradition, as well as it also means way of life. So Allah gave us Islam as a complete way of life. So I cannot impose my way of life on you. No. You cannot impose your way of life on me.
Everybody has their own.
Everyone has their own free will and free choice.
Correct.
Okay.
However, I'm different in look. You are different in look.
However,
my thinking is totally different.
However, the point I want to make, Sahesh, is that we are still brothers. If you're needing help and you're in crisis, I have to reach out and help you. It's my obligation, because you are my brother. I have to make sure that you are. Look, you're in good health. I have to be concerned about your well-being, and you also have to be concerned about my well-being, irrespective whether you agree with my way of life or not. You are still my brother, and I am still your brother. Okay, so this is the important thing that needs to be clear. There are times when people segregate. They will say, "Oh, I will stick to my community," or "I will only." Help my own kind, or something, or birds of a feather flock together, or whatever. Yeah, we shouldn't be like that. We're all part of the mankind. We are all part of the same community.
Yeah, see,
So this whole world belongs
been,
to the Creator, and
yeah,
this whole world is for all of us.
and
As
when
all of
mankind is being respected, so irrespective of any community or anything, you have to respect each other. That's in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So whether when tomorrow a person is coming and say I didn't eat today, so you will not ask his family details, where are you from, anything.
Yes. You give them.
Give
Yes.
them. That's
If
it.
anyone asks you for help, you don't say to them,
If
"Do
you
you
have,
believe in God?"
yeah, no.
Okay. Here's food.
I hate such prejudice mentality.
Yes.
So
No, this is we are not like that. Even a cat. You know, my mother has, barakallah fiha, she likes to feed even the stray cats. You know, she sees any cat comes to the door, she automatically gets milk, she gets a little piece of chicken, gives them.
Oh, God.
It's not our cat, but that's what they do. Other people do that. Some people, I've traveled to maybe about 40 countries, and I've been to, unfortunately, a lot of Islamic countries as well that treat animals badly. You know, donkeys or cats, whatever. I was with a family and we were having a meal, and there was a cat making a sound outside, and I was shocked when, the lady in the house, she opened the door and she seen the cat. She brought a broom and she started hitting the cat.
Oh.
And I was shocked. I thought she would open the door and give it, a piece of the meat, or like a bone or some milk. And I said, "Whoa, what you doing?" He said, "Oh, it's a jinn." I said, "What's this jinn?" It's an Arab woman.
Yeah.
What's this? How can you call a cat? Do you not know about the Sahaba? Abu Huraira, the father of a cat. Huraira means cat. So even the companion of the Prophet was nicknamed because of his treatment to cats. How did he treat cat? Do you not know? I told the same woman. I said, "Do you not know that there was a woman at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing be upon him, who used to pray. She prayed. She did qiyam al-layl. She fasted. She did all these religious obligations, and she was a Muslim. And when she died, the Prophet said she would go to hell. And the companion said to her, 'This woman, she prays, she fasts.' He said, 'No, but she had a cat, and she prevented the cat from eating. She locked her in a room until the cat died.' Mistreatment of a cat wiped out all her good deeds. Even another woman, she when she did the prayers, she did everything, but the way she had very bad personality, very bad character. People did not like the way her character was very bad. Also, she was destined to go to hell, even though she prayed. So what you do, this is your obligation. You pray, you fast, whatever, you're doing it for yourself. But what you do for others, what impacts society as a whole, that has a great weight of a sin as well as a reward.
The thing is,
so it's very important for our personality and how we treat people, how we treat animals, how we live amongst society, what we do in this world, what we do as a fingerprint, how we mark, what marks do we leave, how people remember us. Do they remember us as evil people, bad people, oh, I'm glad he's gone? Or do they say, we missed that guy, he was such a kind person, I remember a day when I needed, he supported me, he always used to call me, and not for any reason or any sort of ulterior motive, but to just make sure that I'm well, that kind of stuff. So we need to have the right character.
Correct.
So yeah, do you wanted to make a comment, or you want?
No, it's absolutely fine, because you have been flowing your words, from one area to another area. So it's good to listen, and I think the audience should comments on our discussion, so we can come up with their feedback from them. Then we will talk about more on different aspects.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's clear from my end. So now you can take your chance.
No, I finished my point.
So I totally agree with you. It's
Yes.
whatever you say. I think in depth, when you go in depth in details with each and every sector, so everybody will have their own points of
Yes.
tracing. So convincing all is very difficult, but convincing ourselves, if it's okay, that's fine.
Yeah, convincing ourselves in what?
In what we have done,
Yes.
we know what we have done, what we are doing, what is our intention and everything. So
Yes.
if it's that convince you,
Yes.
then I think inshallah he will give
Yes.
the blessing will be over there.
Yes, no, I 100% agree with you, and it's important that you are doing your best.
Yes.
No one can judge you. No one says, maybe you misunderstood me. I'm not saying what other opinions of you.
Ah.
It doesn't matter what other people's opinions of you, as long as you
Yes.
do in sincerely in your heart, you're doing your best. Allah knows what you're doing, and for what reason, and your motives. So this is important. I'm not saying what other people think of you, because there will always be people that will disagree with you. There will always be people that hate you for just absolutely no reason. They envy you. There's envy. There's hasad and all that. Okay, so that's not what I meant. I meant as long as you, in your heart, you have love for everyone, which you do, which you've said also that it's important to love everyone, irrespective of their belief or their gender or anything, and to love humanity as a whole, because ultimately we are one family.
Sure.
And but we want to get back now to the topic. So yeah, we talked about the meat industry. So this is the main focus, or inshallah you will establish that. Do you have a particular focus that maybe you want to focus maybe on agriculture, or you want to focus just on the like food sector, or are you thinking of expanding Eastern Bridge and focusing on other areas of logistics, maybe equipment or manufacturing or
Actually, what we in the next 2 years will be focusing on the Isle of Man business itself. We have a plan for the next 2 to 3 years by 2026. Then we will see where we stand by generating our income and creating more employment opportunities in the island. And giving professional trainings to the island who are joining in our company. So they will have their own professionalism in their hand for wherever they go. They will understand. They have something, a skill. They can do it. So what will happen once the Isle of Man meet is kicking off? Then automatically we expect we'll get from the UK itself or other parts of the country. They'll say, okay, we need to be a part of a franchise. So things will move slowly. So then we'll form a cluster.
Okay.
Part of cluster in each area. So each cluster will take their own shares from us. So so the production over here will will be tripled. Then again it will go there. Then so that's how we want people to come forward. We can't set up in each and every area our company and then start. That's not going to happen at this era. So each of the clusters should come up again and say, okay, we will be having, Birmingham, a complete cluster will be having, Manchester another cluster, Liverpool another cluster. So each cluster they will be handling. So everything Eastern Bridge will be the bridge.
Okay.
From Isle of Man meet to there. So a slow process and steadily growth will accumulate a good turnover, I feel, with a minimal profitable margin.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, the main thing that happens in the Isle of Man is, which you've identified, meat is one, dairy, milk is very popular.
Milk is very popular over here, and I'm drinking their Manx milk.
Yeah,
it's
me
pure.
too.
It's pure organic, and it's very good.
Yeah.
And I've tasted other milks in other parts of the world, but this has a strong. We feel that we are drinking pure. Some purity is there.
Yeah.
So because of organic and what we are paying, we are gaining on it.
Yeah. I mean, you've actually identified 2 or 3 markets in the Isle of Man which have potential to grow. You said about insurance, you've talked about the meat as well, dairy, which is being exported. So this could be potential
dairy
business for
dairy
Eastern Bridge.
Dairy already have a business market. They have their own market
for distributing.
Distribution.
So really, the niche is the meat side.
Because dairy we don't need to do any halal or haram, nothing there.
Is there any other sort of sector which can potentially become a customer for you to distribute from the Isle of Man to the UK or beyond? Is there any other sector other than the meat and dairy? We've ruled out because they already have their own freight forwarding companies.
looked any other industry yet until
Okay.
this has been gear up, because we can't put
Okay.
our entire legs in all baskets
Exactly.
and we can't focus. So we are focusing only on
The meat.
the meat and
Okay.
our existing business. Meat, because why meat we are focused? This is a logistics business. Meat can be exported. So we'll be the ultimate
Distributor.
distributor and channel. We'll be taking the entire responsibility from A to Z. So Isle of Man meat will be all comfortable. We will be comfortable. Our customer will be comfortable. So it will take time because it has to be tested, reviewed, tasting buds need to be arranged, and a sort of marketing campaign should be done. So it will take its time. But in the meantime, we are developing our own freight forwarding business slowly. We are getting orders from the UK to Oman, UK to Saudi, from Isle of Man, from Dubai to Isle of Man for drilling equipments. I think
Yeah.
you have met previously one thermo drilling company.
Yeah.
So they have been going to import many drilling equipments. So what was that thermo drilling, right? The heating.
The borehole.
Yeah, correct,
drilling.
correct.
Yeah. Borehole to
That's,
heating,
yeah,
heat
that's a new
pumps and that kind of
technology.
stuff.
So that's
But they're bringing equipment from outside the Isle of Man to the Isle
yeah.
of Man.
So we will be they'll be using us to
Okay, to import.
to
Okay,
import
so
it.
you do both ways. You're doing import and export. So this is what I wanted to make clear. And also, you have the businesses from other points in the world, so you can arrange distribution and logistics from different points of the earth because you have agents all around the world,
even one of the
and
company
that will generate revenue for
yeah,
Eastern Bridge as well.
even one of the company in the UK, Beauty Healthcare, they've contacted us to supply their beauty products in the Isle of Man. So they asked me whether you can be a distributor and the importer as well. So we are in the discussion. We said we can be the importer, a distributor. We are not taking currently in the beauty sector because we don't have any experience on that. So such inquiries are coming in, but currently we are focusing on our business activity itself.
Yeah, just want to understand something. I mean, you've got experience in setting up companies, not just in the Isle of Man now, but you've set up, companies elsewhere, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain. Which other countries? Canada.
Yeah, Canada
USA,
and the US.
So you've just covered and different jurisdictions. From all these jurisdictions, which one did you feel is easier to set up a company?
I think it's in Bahrain.
Bahrain was the simplest.
Yeah, Bahrain. And second is UAE.
Okay.
UAE, you have two options, like free zone and a partnership.
Yeah.
Both are
Well, very straightforward, easy
straightforward
for anyone
mechanism.
just to go there.
Bahrain also is very straightforward and everything.
And for the Isle of Man, when you came here, did you feel the process, the requirements to set up a company, was it simple?
The documentation was.
Or did it take some time?
Documentation takes time, but but the speedy process was the response from the authorities was very quick. So it has been done very quickly for me at least.
Yeah. So which is great. I mean, you're not a British citizen, so you came from outside, and you wasn't
The
from
only
the
problem
EU.
we faced
You
is
came from Saudi Arabia.
the only problem I faced is the immigration, the UK immigration, because to get my visa stamp, everything took quite long some time because of the immigration itself is from the UK,
Controlled by the UK.
So they have enough backlog of Ukraine war and other backlogs, so they don't see this as important at this moment. So what happened? I lost my period, that so many months. So that become an expense. My backlog expense become huge because I was trying to develop where I should be here. Then I was not here. My many meetings got cancelled, and I was on Zoom call. But people want to see.
Yeah.
And they want to see the operations and so.
So the bottleneck was from the UK, that's because holding back, because all the immigration sites get handled by the UK. Someone's in India or someone's in Saudi Arabia or Egypt or wherever, outside the EU and outside the UK, this is what they will experience. But you persevered, you kept at it because you've made your intention. Inshallah, I want to establish in the Isle of Man, so you just kept going. You and your brother co-founded the company. I understand. I'm now involved in the business as well. So I'm trying to also create awareness about it, inshallah, and also inspire other people, entrepreneurs, especially from ethnic minorities, to also come to the island and explore, because the government wants to grow the economy, wants to grow the population.
I think the entrepreneurs should look into it, not only the major cities, they have to come to such a place and see what they can develop. Then see, it's not like that you be in a big city and you said, I'm an entrepreneur there. That you have you have thousands of chances over there.
Yes.
But where you don't have chances and you prove yourself that you've done something, that's the real entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So
exactly. So I can second that, and I can tell you that the successful people always say, go where no man has gone and create a trail for others to follow.
Correct.
Yeah. So you go to complete place, another place, explore that area, and then create a trail for other people to follow. And that's what you're doing. Yes. You came to the Isle of Man. You've explored the Isle of Man. First time you came here and you said, oh, I love this place. There's potential here. I can see myself establishing a business here.
It takes, its own time. It takes its own time, but the thing is, ultimately, you will.
Once you get it sorted. Yeah. Now, so that there was good points and there were bad points. Okay, what were the good points? You said that people are friendly and so on, but what do you feel are the challenges that you faced other than the UK immigration for you to come into the Isle of Man? What other challenges did you face when you?
The only challenge currently I'm facing is the corporate bank account.
Okay.
With major banks.
Right.
Other than private banking you will get it. The major banks is the only challenge facing, because I don't have a history in the island.
Yes.
And I don't have any business partners currently in the island.
Yeah.
And I've not done any business previously in the island, so it's their compliance. And I'm not against any compliance, and I'm not here to talk about them.
Okay.
It's their business. My business will have some exclusions. Their business will have some exclusions. It's up to them.
So we understand that the immigration is set up from the UK, the Isle of Man. They registered a company, taxation, all that stuff is in the Isle of Man. It's in the hand of the Isle of Man government. The bank is a private business, so they have their own rules. They decide who to serve and who not to serve. They have their own rules. So but obviously there are ways around this, and you've eventually got a bank account because there are different options. But ideally, what you wanted was a high street bank. So this is the challenge that people should be aware of. Also, and the other point you've also mentioned is the time, especially if you're outside. Now, from a UK national, a British citizen, I came to the island. I faced also challenges. Maybe less challenges than you. Like I came to the island, I registered a company on the same day, so it was very easy. I got the certificate within the same day.
Great.
Yeah, so that was simple. The challenge that I had was accommodation. Okay, so to find a property to rent or to buy is very challenging if you're not living in the island or from the island for a period. You haven't been on the island for a long period of time. So most landlords will be reluctant to rent to you because they don't know who you are. They want to get a reference from the previous landlord. And if you tell them a previous landlord was in the UK, well, at least in my time when I came, they said, no, we want a landlord that was in the Isle of Man. Okay, you have to rent somewhere before. So it's like a catch-22. The way I did it is I started off from a hotel, then I went to a guest house like this, and then I went to another place.
But I think it's been...
And then eventually, like from a room, then I got a studio, and like that. So you have to build up some sort of history.
5 to 6 years back, right? 5 to 6 years now.
2016.
Yeah, now the things has been changed. Now the things has been changed.
Yes.
When I came here, I didn't face any such problems.
Yes, that's good. That's fantastic. The other thing that I face exactly the same thing with opening a bank account. Again, they wanted history from living on the island. So that there was some of these challenges. Now these challenges got eliminated the longer I stayed on the island. Eventually, suddenly the banks started offering me loans and stuff like that, which I was refusing because I don't agree to take loans to grow. I rather grow my business organically, and I don't want to take funds from banks. So they started offering me services and saying, oh, we can offer you this, and you can buy a property with a loan. I said, no, I'm a cash buyer and that's it. I don't want any of this. So they would always market something to me. But I can see there are some common challenges. Like when we was in a conference yesterday, you brought up the issue with the bank to minister. and also other people that were attending, even local people, people from the UK or Europe and so on, also brought up the same issue. They found it also difficult to open a bank account on the high street. So this issue isn't just that you've experienced from being outside the UK or someone New Zealand. Also, people on the island are also, for whatever reason, the banks are refusing to open to new customers. For whatever reason, we're still trying to understand what the reasons are.
And you know, some of them, another point I would like to raise is one of them was raising up a point in order to have more turnover to the island. They need to have a bullet train or underwater
Yes.
transportation system from Isle of Man to, instead of investing to sea terminal and more investment from, so they will have a good connection with the New Jersey and other Channel Islands to make a bullet train underwater. So this will have more capacity, because you know, like last year TT, it's almost 30,000 people came from across the globe.
Yeah,
but
correct.
why 30,000 people came across the globe? More people would like to come inside.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the way to enter in the island, because of there are only two ways, either ferry or by small flights, you know, domestic flights.
Yeah.
So somebody was, I can't recall his name, you know, and I don't know what was the response by the time I left it.
Yeah. And I mentioned that, but that's not a point. You probably remember my name, but it's okay. I'm sure there are other people who are thinking the same thing and might have said the same thing as well.
There was a message in the hall, you know.
Slido.
Slido, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. In the Slido, there was message as well.
Yeah, this is all good. So there are some challenges for, you know, the sea terminal at the moment. They're trying to improve also the transport by flights. I mean, you came to the island through flights, or you
I came from Manchester. From Manchester, I flied over here. But in the beginning, I came by ferry. It was a good experience, and the experience we can't.
I think the ferry is better than the flight. It's more punctual. Is that from your experience as well? Because I've had a better experience on the ferry. You know, it left on time, it arrived on time. There was no delays.
Yeah, but if you don't have any commitments on the same day, you can come by ferry.
Yeah.
So next day if you have a commitments and then early morning to go reach up, it's quite been.
But then if the flight doesn't even take off, then you've lost your.
Then that's a different story.
Yeah.
But you know.
So I've done a lot of flights between the island, from the UK to the Isle of Man. And a lot of the flights have been delayed.
The Manchester flight is only 20 minutes flying time.
Yeah, that's good.
To here.
So
the nearest you can catch is the Manchester.
Yeah, so I've travelled between Liverpool, Isle of Man, Liverpool, London to Isle of Man. So I've done lots, I've probably maybe 50, 100, I don't know, quite a lot of flights. I lost count, and most of the flights, they've either been delayed by 2-3 hours, or they've been cancelled completely.
Yeah.
So there were some of these challenges, and they're aware of it, and they are trying to make improvements because of the demand as well. Because traffic is flowing. I'm gonna try to wrap it up for now, and then maybe we can do another session or come up with ideas.
Sure.
Apology for this freestyle, because what we're doing, this is all a live stream, so it's unedited. And we're just talking, and we're trying to show our real self, you know, our real opinion. It's not rehearsed. It's unrehearsed. Yeah. You know, you're saying your opinion, I'm saying your opinion. Yeah. We're just seeing how the conversation goes.
And the audience can say their opinion as well.
Pardon?
The audience can say their opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we welcome constructive criticism. We're learning. So if we've said something wrong, correct us. If I've said something that there's a hadith that says something and my information is not correct us, because I like to also learn, and I really value when people teach me something or correct me, because I want to improve. So Sahesh also wants to improve as well, and ultimately we want to be more productive in our life, and we want to inspire others to become more proactive and productive in their life. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Take care of
yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care for now.